Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great weekend, and welcome to this new video right here on Bitcoin. We're going to do a full update on Bitcoin. Also a little bit about the markets, which I normally try to do, right? If you watch these updates, first of all, your continued support is very appreciated, of course. But outside of that, I always try to prepare you a little bit for next week and a little bit about everything that's going on right now in the markets. Next week we have some major news, so we'll talk about that briefly. We've had a pretty high volume move over, like at the start of the Asian session, or maybe, yeah, it's start of the Asian session. I mean, do we really have sessions in a weekend? Who knows? But we had a good move up with relatively high volume as well for a Sunday. The volume was in no shape or form very high, but at this point of time, like the volume for Bitcoin is still like $60 billion on a Sunday. Over the course of the weekend, which is quite high, right? That's quite a lot of money being transacted and quite a lot of money agreeing on this. Can I please see Bitcoin? Yeah, so here we have it. Agreeing on that move. So ultimately, good move. That is also very much what we wanted to see, because what I said yesterday on Bitcoin is that it was lagging behind a little bit behind the markets, but that's okay. But that is still, like, when we're talking specifically about Bitcoin here, that does matter, all right? And now what we have done is we have broken above this a pretty crucial level right here at 117.3. And I don't necessarily think we need to hold that. I mean, I would say it's fine for stability for Bitcoin if we're going to be holding the 7-day rolling VWAP, which is all the way down here at 115.5. So as long as we hold that, I think we're going to remain stable. But if we actually get a strong reaction here at the 30-day rolling VWAP, confluent with that fair value gap, confluent with that key level, which you can also, it's that thin white line right here. If we actually get a strong reaction there after this big move up over the course of the weekend, I think we can see some bullish momentum for Bitcoin as well. And honestly, if we take a look at some more general indices for crypto, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance, for example, that is at a major support level. All right, so there's a little bit of evidence, or this creates a bit of an expectation that Bitcoin is going to outperform altcoins. And that also has happened over the course of this morning. So interesting. We'll see how that develops. Next week, we have some major news with the CPI and inflation rate data on Tuesday. So that can matter as well. And because of that, we could also see some sort of a flee back into lower risk, right? And Bitcoin is lower risk. So if you have all of these whales and all of this money going into altcoins because of the risk on attitude that we had last week, but then all of a sudden we have quite risky news with the inflation rate data, which matters a lot next week. You could see some sort of a flee back into a low risk from high risk, which explains the rise of Bitcoin dominance, which, by the way, was also at support, like I said. But it also explains just in general some money flowing into Bitcoin. So at this point of time, like I said, I mean, what's going to happen with Bitcoin? I expect stability at least. I think the fundamentals around the markets are good enough for that. If we get a strong reaction here at 117.4, 117.3, I think we can also see some continued bullish momentum into that level at 119 and 120. And this is what I think is most likely. I think there is a lot of strength in Bitcoin right now. I think in general, after reclaiming 116 right here, my thoughts were already that we would see more stability with the potential of more upside. And I think with the move we had overnight in combination with my expectations of next week, like, altcoins is a bit of a different story, I think. I'm still going to make a video about that a little bit later this morning. But Bitcoin itself, like, yes, we could spike down quite a bit, right, during the week opening and maybe with the inflation rate data. That's all a possibility, but I do think we'll find support. I think that support, especially at the 7-day rolling VWAP, is going to be bought up quite easily, and I think we'll be able to reclaim and or hold 117.3 quite easily and rally into our main next price target at 119 and 120. From which we will discuss again whether we can break above that. I think that's going to be tough, but it's worth the discussion nonetheless. So those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know regarding Bitcoin right now, and also going on to next week. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.